Can you hear me?
Yes.
Awesome.
All right. Hey, everybody. Welcome back to Something About Web3. I am your host, Dan Lippert. I am joined by Kazuaki Ishiguro. Say hi,
Hello.
Kazuaki.
Hey, what's up?
And not much. It's a hot day in Tokyo today. I am currently in my office sweating. Um, I mean, it's always hot in Tokyo in the summer, but it's not even summer yet. It's just hot.
Yeah, it's still April.
Yeah. Need to get out of the house this weekend.
Yeah, for sure.
But there's too many exciting things happening in crypto. So I'm going to stay inside like I'm going to go goblin mode and stay inside and not do anything and just do weird crypto stuff instead. What do you think?
Yeah, it's a
It's a
great
good idea,
idea.
right?
Yeah.
So what's going on this week? We got a lot of cool stuff to talk about. Of course, as every week, there's been another big DeFi hack. Um, there was some embarrassing stuff going on with Binance, as per usual, as well. And Andreessen Horowitz is launching a new project related to crypto, so we'll talk about that. Some kind of social media type stuff happening, as well as some follow-ups from last week in the DeFi realm. Um, yeah, Kazuaki, do you want to kick us off with chatting about this kind of social crypto project you heard about?
Yeah. Um, so I found this news earlier this week. Um, it, there's a wallet app called Context, and then they get raised from back from the VC called, which one is it? I can't think of it right now.
Uh,
Variant Fund, and also OpenAI CEO Sam Altman. So like,
oh yeah, okay,
yeah, pretty huge. And also remember we've been talking about like Web3 social networking from
yeah,
past couple weeks.
yeah,
And
yeah.
oh, go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say, the app is called Context, and it's an interesting combination of kind of social media, but it's also like just kind of almost like an ether scan. It sounds like. Does that make
Yeah,
sense?
yeah. But like it automatically connect to your Twitter follower also has that context wallet or not. Like you can automatically
Mm,
subscribe the person you follow on Twitter.
yeah,
So this will be the I think perfect um, um, intersection of Web 2 and a Web 3. And then
yeah. That'd be
you,
quite
you don't,
interesting.
yeah, you don't usually like follow, let's say, I guess some people do, but you don't follow Vitalik's Ethereum wallet or
Yeah,
somebody else's wallet and then see how he spend his ethers. So
yeah,
this would
yeah,
be really cool to have a wallet like this.
yeah. Kind of a social wallet with like feed.
Hmm.
What did they used to call it on Facebook? I don't even remember when they first had like the new what they call it, the news feed or whatever.
Right.
Um, like seeing what people are doing in a way that is like more gives you more context. Maybe that's why it's
Hmm.
called context.
Yeah.
Beyond like what Ethernet shows you, like, oh, here's some
Yeah.
transaction. Like you can look at the call data and the bytecode and everything like that. But
Yep.
it would be cool to see, oh, Vitalik bought this NFT or whatever, right? Like in a way that's a lot more user
Right.
friendly.
Hmm.
That's interesting. Coming at kind of Etherscan from a social angle, and then also I find Etherscan is integrating more social things as well.
It's
I
true.
mean, they've always had Discus comments, but now you
Hmm.
can like DM other people through Etherscan and things like that.
Yeah.
And Etherscan has added a lot of context, and there's like social tags that you can add to different wallets and things like that.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm pretty excited for this. It sounds really cool.
Mm-hmm.
It sounds like something that I should be doing. And
Right.
I read this really interesting thread. Let me see if I can find it. No, I'm not going to be able to find it. But I read this really interesting thread about like how to find interesting projects that have small market caps. Um, Basically, the thread was saying something like, and I could be totally misremembering this, but um, like if you want to have a healthy amount of risk in your crypto portfolio, you should be putting some amount of money into small cap projects like under $50 million market cap, with the thought that 90% of them will go to zero, but the one will do 100x. And so, it's like a venture capitalist. You're you come out quite profitable. But how do you find those projects? And there's this long thread about going through Twitter and finding people who talked about the projects before they blew up, and then see if you can find their wallet on Etherscan,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
then monitor those wallets and see what new projects they're getting into. And I thought that was quite interesting. And it seems like an app
Yeah.
like Context here would be able to help you do something like that
It's true. That's
automatically.
true. Yeah,
Uh,
I think a lot of people in crypto looking for influencer, so that like, like they want to see how that influencer spend their money, or like
yeah,
their cryptos.
yeah, and if it's on chain, it's honest.
Yeah.
Versus, I've joined a lot of different Discord groups, and I've seen firsthand prominent influencers. I'm not going to name names, but prominent influencers Discord groups. I've seen the influencer get a bunch of people interested in a new project that rugs. I've seen that happen
Right.
multiple times,
Right. Right.
and you always wonder like, why is this person shilling this project? You know,
Mm-hmm.
um,
Yeah.
and then they're always like, "Oh, I got rugged too. Sorry, everybody."
Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh,
Uh,
yeah. Another expectation from this kind of social wallet will be, I think, implementation of social recovery. Um, like that, which we've been expecting to see in the near future. But if context can implement those type of technology, that would be really interesting. And then um, it will invite more new users coming to the Web3.
yeah. So for our listeners who aren't as familiar, how would you define that concept?
Well, social recovery is that part of the technology saying, "Hey, I lost my private key, and then
Yeah.
this is me, and can you approve, that I have been doing on the network?" And then if
Hmm.
a certain amount of people approve that this is you, and then your private key.
Yeah. So kind of almost a reputation based
Mm-hmm.
multi-factor recovery
Yeah.
process.
Mm-hmm.
Um, that's and I've always heard a lot about this kind of intersection between Web3 and identity and reputation.
It's true.
And if you go back to like the earliest work done in this space, Satoshi and Hal Finney and others, um, they talk a lot about reputation, decentralized and
Mm-hmm.
anonymous reputation. So here's another project that's kind of seeking to bring together those worlds of Web 2, Web 3, social media, reputation, and crypto.
Yeah.
So yeah, exciting stuff. The first I've heard of this project, Context. So
Mm-hmm.
everyone, go take a look. Let us know what you think. Um, let's see what else happened this week. Oh, let me drop some early-ish alpha. Not really. Um, but there is a cool project that maybe I mentioned to you before, Kazuaki. I don't know if I mentioned it on the podcast, but a cool project called Anata NFT.
Mm-hmm.
And Anata is the Japanese word for you, like hey you know, you the person, if you're talking to
Yeah.
someone else. Um and it is a kind of VTuber NFT. And a VTuber, if you're not familiar, is like a anime girl cartoon. I don't know how you would describe it. A model, a 2D model that moves, and you can hook up your webcam, and then the anime girl or guy or whatever the anime character, their facial expressions and mannerisms will match yours on the webcam. So you could use that if you want to stay anonymous on YouTube or Zoom calls or something like that. And so
Do
it's
you think
minting
do
right now. So I'm gonna have to upload this podcast very quickly. Hopefully, I upload it in time. I think maybe there is 6 hours or 9 hours left from the time I'm recording
hey,
this. Uh, so I'm gonna try to upload this as quick as I can. But anyway, that's Anata NFT. Um, did you check this project out?
no, no, yeah. Well, I was gonna ask you the really stupid question, but
Okay.
do you think VTuber is only famous in Japan?
No, they're not. They're
No?
getting really famous in the U.S.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that.
Yeah, yeah. There's one called Iron Mouse
Okay.
that I think is the most has the most subscribers on Twitch for a female streamer,
Mm,
and she's a VTuber.
mm.
Um, so it's getting very popular, and it's like an anime girl, you know.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um,
Wow.
yeah, but she's I think American. Um,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, she speaks English, so there's that one. I don't know. There's a whole
Yep.
bunch of them. There's a whole bunch of them.
Wow. I didn't know that.
So it's getting really popular. Of course, in Japan, they're
Yeah.
super popular.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
you had like Kizuna Ai, one of the first ones.
Oh,
Maybe it
yeah.
goes all the way back to Hatsune Miku,
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
the Vocaloid stuff, kind of the
Mm-hmm.
precursor to all this. But anyway, so with Anata NFT, you get access to the software that's VTuber type software that you could use in a Zoom call or whatever. And I know all you DeFi, MEV degenerates love to pretend to be anime girls. So if you're that type of person who wants to be an anonymous anime girl in DeFi, which is probably 90% of the guys in DeFi, you can check out this project and get yourself an avatar. And then you'll be top MEV searcher for sure,
Oh,
right?
yeah. Yeah. Like being how to be anonymous 101 is to get the avatar, anime avatar first.
Yeah, a girl,
With
of
Twitter.
course.
Girl. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, absolutely, absolutely. So here's but what I think is cool is like, if you were to buy one of these fully animated and rigged models from a marketplace, like an asset marketplace,
Mm-hmm.
it would cost you hundreds of dollars to license
Yeah.
it.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, the minimum mint price is 0.25 ETH, so less than $1,000. So not that much more than it would be if you bought this type of software and it wasn't an NFT. If you just bought a license to this software, it would still cost you hundreds and hundreds of dollars.
Right.
So that's quite interesting because usually when you buy a VTuber software or whatever, when you buy the model, you're not only buying this artist's hard work setting up the animation and drawing the art and everything, but you're buying a license, often an exclusive license to use that model, because obviously you can't have two people being the same VTuber. That doesn't
All right.
make sense, right?
Mm-hmm.
um so with this Anata NFT, you're basically buying a license. I believe I didn't check the terms and conditions, but you're buying a license, you're buying the software, and it comes as an NFT. So if you want later, you could sell it to someone else. And they're doing a fair launch, which is interesting. It's minting over a 24-hour period. You have to submit a bid, and the top around 1,800 people will have their bid accepted. There's 1,800 NFTs available to mint, I think, something like that. So for the first 21 hours of this 24-hour period, people are just submitting bids. Then in the last 3 hours, at some random time in the last 3 hours, the auction ends, and whoever the top, 1,800, 1,700 bidders are, will have an NFT sent to them, basically.
Mm.
Um, Last I checked, so maybe an hour before we started recording, the minimum price to get in was only like 0.3 ETH. So not bad. I think,
That's not bad.
around $1,000.
Mm.
Um, but we'll see what happens. I'm gonna try to scoop one
Mm.
tonight.
Do,
So
do,
we'll
do
see.
we do you have to reveal your bid? Like
You do
you
have to
don't.
reveal your bid. Yeah, there's a
Yeah.
there's a public board that shows all the bids.
Okay.
Um, so yeah,
Mm.
very very interesting in a lot of different reasons. Like I said, I mean, it's an NFT that has like this software that comes bundled with it. So there's a lot of utility there, which I rarely see with other NFTs. Um, and then they're doing this fair launch thing, so there's no gas wars.
Mm.
So quite cool. And I think the art looks good. Like I said, you can check it out. AnataNFT. Um, and it's on the site MetaDrop, which I haven't seen before. Um, yeah, I'm just looking on Twitter here. So it will end at a random block between 9 a.m. and noon Pacific time on April 22nd.
Mm.
So you still have some time, but not too much time. I'll try to get this podcast up as soon as possible. You do, by the way, you do have to send your ETH when you bid, and then if you're not in that top however many, then I guess they'll send it back to you. I hope.
Yeah.
Uh, Hopefully. So yeah, there's my kind of NFT pick of the week. I don't know if it's a pick, but you can check it out. It's an interesting project.
That's interesting.
Yeah.
Why this person called Anata?
Uh, I don't know, because it's anime, so they had to
Yeah.
throw some Japanese on it.
Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? Is that racist?
No, not really. I
Oh,
was
okay.
just wondering. Yeah. And also like I was looking at the core team of Anata NFT, and then there's one called Big D Senpai. So another good sign.
Yeah.
They get a lot of uh inspiration from Japanese anime.
Yeah. No kidding.
Yeah. So which is a great sign. This is a legit project.
Total. Yeah. Totally. You know what? You're
Yeah.
right. There's some alpha for you.
Yeah.
See how many weebs are working on the project,
Yeah.
and that'll give you a good sign as to whether or not
Yeah.
it's good. Um, yeah. Anyway, well, I'll let everyone know next week if I copped one.
Yeah.
Um, Speaking of racism,
Oh yeah.
Binance this week. Did you see this
Oh
before
yeah.
before I showed you
Mm-hmm.
the link?
Yeah.
Oh my god. So Binance has, gets their Twitter emoji set up. On
Yeah.
Twitter, you can attach an emoji to a hashtag. I'm sure you have to just pay Twitter some obscene amount of money, thousands of dollars or
Mm-hmm.
tens of thousands of dollars to do this. And so Binance pays for one of these little custom emojis for the Binance hashtag, and it's basically a swastika. And so they had to like retract their, I don't know what. I mean, they had to like apologize and like undo it and take I assume they took it down. Also, this happened on Hitler's birthday, which is not good.
Yeah.
Um, but I have a little bit of a nuanced take on this. I mean, it's straight up a swastika. It is a
Yeah.
swastika. I
Hmm.
think maybe it was supposed to look like a microchip or something.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I don't know. What do you think? What was it supposed to look like? And when you saw it, what did you think?
I mean, I think it's half accident, but they did it on purpose because
Oh,
they need a little controversial here.
that's a spicy take.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart.
Yeah. Because like whatever like people feel when there's no bad advertisement, right? So like if people um, retweet or like it or not on the social media,
Yeah.
I think
Wow.
yeah,
I didn't even think of that.
yeah,
Yeah, they do. I mean, they say there's no such thing as bad publicity, but putting out a swastika as part of your corporate brand on Hitler's birthday, that really
it's actually
tests the
bad.
limit of that theory that there's no such thing as bad publicity.
Yeah,
That's as bad as it gets.
yeah,
But you're right,
but
it
like
generated a lot of controversy.
yeah, and also like remember we talk about the board A yacht clubs, um,
Oh yeah,
racism, and then
that's
see
right.
what happened.
That's right.
So
Board Ape Yacht Club similarly has, well, not similarly, but has been accused of having racist symbols in their
mhm,
platform
yeah,
and different dog whistles and things. And in one of I don't know if it was an unofficial Board Ape Yacht Club game or something like that, there was enemy that would throw swastikas made out of bananas at your character,
wow,
right? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. But I mean, to be honest, I've seen that bullet shape in Japanese games before, like
yeah,
Maku bullet hell style games.
yeah,
Um, so yeah, who knows? Is it a coincidence or not? It's I don't know. You decide.
yeah,
You, the listener, decide and let us know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Um, I'm not going to say either way because I don't know the people working on the project, and
Mhm.
yeah, I don't want to.
So
I don't
yeah,
want to say something.
yeah,
But
I think that's their strategy exactly. Like throwing a question mark to listeners or audiences, and
yeah,
then let them talk about it. So that's a great marketing,
yeah,
I
you're
guess.
right. You're right.
Yeah,
You're right. Dog whistle marketing.
yeah.
Interesting. Could be, absolutely could be. I will say though that the swastika globally, internationally, is not as taboo of a symbol. And
Mm.
being in Japan, you see it quite often because it's used as a symbol to represent Buddhism, I think, right?
Shrine.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Is it a Buddhist symbol or is it just a symbol for shrines in general?
A symbol of shrine in general, but
Yeah.
it's uh flip version of sign. So it's not exactly same as swastika, but
Yeah, yeah. It's like turned on its side, kind of like the
mhm.
Binance one is, right?
Oh yeah, hmm,
Um, but you'll see it if you look on a map here in Japan, you'll see
yeah, like
swastikas that
everywhere.
the shrines are.
Hmm.
And then also people will use the swastika in social media to mean that something is weird, right? Or
Oh, I
something
didn't know that.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Something is like messed up or like I don't
Mm.
know, it has some sort of specific meaning on Japanese social media that I see people using. There's a different word for it here in Japan. They don't call it a swastika. They call it something else, right?
Mm.
What is it called? Like a
Oh yeah, manji.
manji. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
They call it the manji symbol. So anyway, Binance. I mean, this is a thought I had, and I don't know if it's true, but Binance is not an American company to start with. I mean, there's Binance US, but Binance is based in like Singapore, right, or something like that,
Hmm. Yep.
or Hong Kong, uh, somewhere somewhere in Asia. So
Hmm.
I don't know who made this emoji. Although now I'm more inclined to think what you think that it was done somewhat purposely as a marketing ploy,
Yeah.
but also maybe it's just not. as universal of a symbol. So anyway, that was pretty funny. Either way, it's pretty funny that Binance
Yep.
did this and then apologized for it.
Yeah.
How you're right. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think you're right. Because how could they not have seen that? How could they not have seen
Right.
that?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um. Anyway, so there's the weekly racism in crypto report. What else is going on? Do you want to talk about this Andreessen Horowitz project?
Oh yeah. I just found this news uh this morning,
Hmm.
and it says Anderson Horowitz announcing the new crypto research lab, and then they've been investing a lot of money on the probably I think the most investing the VC in the world, and also like they set up launching the new crypto lab with a couple of very famous cryptographer,
Yeah,
including Tim Rohagen. I don't know how it's called, but and also Dan Bonnet. I've been following him for a long time. He's a professor of at Stanford University, and also he is original author of VDF, verifiable delay function, and then BLS signature.
yeah,
So he's been committing to the blockchain ecosystem for a long time. So it's quite interesting to having those famous people in the lab. So I looking forward to see more coming from that research lab in the future.
yeah, yeah. It's I mean it's interesting. Like I don't know why they're doing this, and I think you said Sam Altman is involved, right?
Yep.
Um.
Oh no,
So
Sam
so
Altman is involved in context, the wallet app that we talked about. Yeah, yeah,
okay.
yeah.
Never. Um. All right. Scratch that. But obviously, Andreessen Horowitz is like top tier venture capital fund, OG one.
Hmm.
They've been around forever. Maybe considered like the number one group. Um. So like, what are they seeing here that's so important? Like for a VC group to kind of set up this lab um, that isn't like an app that delivers food to people or something. Like
Yeah.
the more typical VC stuff. They just seem very into I don't know science, crypto,
Yep.
research. Anyway, they're hiring too, so um, you can go check out their blog for details on that.
Yep.
But you know, I do think Andreessen Horowitz is developing a reputation for being the the right wing venture capital fund. Does that make sense?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Totally. Totally.
Um, Mark Andreessen, his Twitter is always on fire. You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
he's always tweeting something that's edgy in some way or
Hmm.
another.
Yeah.
Um, he's been tweeting, I think, a lot about Twitter itself and the whole Elon Musk thing, which we talked about here, free speech, um, kind of libertarian ethos. Maybe that's not surprising for people in Silicon Valley, but I do think it's surprising that he's so open about it. I think the
Mm.
opinion is probably widely held, but he's very out and open about it, and um, I think maybe he and the other people at Andreessen Horowitz see this zero knowledge and cryptography tech as a way to preserve free speech,
Mm. Interesting.
anti-censorship tech, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because without this type of cryptography, I don't really think it's possible for the internet to function at all. Um, we take a lot of stuff for granted when it comes to just stuff like SSL.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and so people need to keep working on this. And I mean, this is a bit of a tangent, but I remember when all that stuff came out with Snowden, and there was that infamous slide that said SSL added and removed here.
Mm.
Um, in terms of the data they were scraping, the U.S. government was scraping, and so having more people working on cryptography in a dedicated sense to preserve privacy, I think, is a good thing, whether or not you think free speech is important. I think it's just a good thing in general for anyone who's kind of anti-authoritarian, which I think probably most people in crypto are. So whether you're right or left, I think we could all agree cryptography as a science is important. So I think this is great that Andreessen Horowitz is working on stuff like this.
Yeah. That's a great way to put it. Great, great way to put it.
Thank
I
you.
think so. Yeah.
Thank you.
I wanted to ask you about speaking of Andreessen Horowitz. Like past couple months, Jack Dorsey were
Mm,
fighting against Andreessen Horowitz or any kinds of VC
mhm.
investing in any type of crypto project. Well, what do you think about those?
Whether are you talking about like the debate that's going on about whether or not VC money is like ruining crypto?
Yep.
Um, mm, huh. Big question. I don't think it's ruining crypto. I I think it's good for projects to take VC money earlier
Hmm.
rather than completely bootstrapping from a public fundraise like an ICO or NFT sale or something like
Right.
that.
Right. Right.
Because I think it's good if VCs take the initial risk.
Yeah.
I think that's quite good actually, because I do worry about people who are new to crypto for whatever reason they invest like 90% of their money in some totally risky project and lose it. That's terrible. And
Mm.
I'm not saying it should be regulated, but because I think anyone should be able to participate, but um, I think it's good for VCs to get in there too because
Mm.
they're more well equipped to lose money, if that makes
Right. Right.
sense.
Right. Right. Right.
Um, the Oath token on Phantom Byte Masons, they did a very interesting token sale where they had like a VC mode that you could participate in, where you had a linear
Oh.
vest on the token sale over 4 years.
Mm.
I think that's quite interesting. Um, from what I've heard, there were VCs participated in that, and then also individual people participated in that.
That's quite
So I think
interesting.
that's quite good. Yeah.
Yeah.
And full disclosure, including myself. So
Mm.
I'm not trying to pump my bags here or anything like that, but I did think that was cool. Um, no, I think it's good. I don't mean, what's the counter argument? I guess I don't really understand the counter argument. Like, is it because like the projects are becoming less experimental and like more and less fun and like more corporate and people don't like that?
I guess so. And Jack is generally against the term called Web3. I think because like Web3 were basically created by those type of VCs. Because like
What?
I guess Jack is what wants to point out was like he's a pure Bitcoiner, right? Bitcoin maximalist.
Oh, is
And
he? I
then
didn't know that.
I think so. And then because like he's been investing a lot of money on the Lightning Network, right?
Okay. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
So,
Yeah. Okay. Sure.
um, so
Sorry, I shouldn't have said that. Lightning Network is
yeah,
cool. I shouldn't have said that.
but
I'm not an ETH maximalist, I swear.
yeah. So yeah, I don't know. He's kind of against like VC try to pumping so much about Web3 related project.
Yeah,
He doesn't like that.
that's unfortunate, I think.
Uh,
Look, I mean, if VCs created the term Web3 and pumped it, when did this happen? 2017? Like, I
I
mean,
don't know.
because I've been typing the word Web3 into my code editor for I don't know how many years now. You
Right,
know,
that's true. That's
it's
true.
it's the name of the JavaScript object that you use when you're
Mm-hmm.
building decentralized application.
Yeah.
That's where
Yeah.
I thought it came from. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, that's I thought that was the first time that term was used. Maybe that's not true, but that term's been around for years and years now.
Right.
So mm, I don't know if Jack knows that or doesn't know that. Jack, come on the show. We'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
we're basically like Joe Rogan, but smaller, right?
Yeah.
Same kind of thing. Um, anyway, yeah, that's unfortunate. I mean, oh man, we could talk about so much about the Bitcoin maximalists and stuff like that. I thought it was before this gets too out of date. I thought I was watching that Bitcoin conference
Mhm.
that happened in Miami a few weeks ago,
Yeah.
and there was some guy, and this generated so much drama on Twitter. There was some guy who asked the crowd, "How many people here hold Ether?" And like
Wow.
I don't know, 80% of the crowd raised their hand,
Yeah.
and on the stage was all these Bitcoin maximalists, and they were saying like that was bad. But clearly, everyone who went to the Bitcoin conference, or almost everyone who went to the Bitcoin conference, also liked Ethereum. And I find
Yeah.
I'm that same way. I like both.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and and it seems like all the all the people who are participating in crypto who aren't influencers or propagandists for whatever project like both.
Yeah.
I'd have never met someone in real life who wasn't some Twitter person, who wasn't extremely online, who was like a maximalist in either
Right.
way.
Right. That's so
Every,
true.
they always have an agenda, you know. So I like both, and I've been. I mean, I probably sound like an ETH maximalist, but I think I've said on the podcast before that I think proof of work is important. So
Yep.
um, anyway, that's ridiculous. I don't know. VCs invented the term Web3. I don't think that's true.
I don't think that's true either.
Yeah. What does Jack know? I don't know. Maybe he knows a lot. I honestly don't know.
Yeah. And then
Twitter
I
sucks.
heard, I know, I heard Jack got blocked by Andreessen Horowitz.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's no wonder.
What was that?
That no wonder he got blocked
Oh yeah,
by
yeah.
yeah Mark Andreessen, I guess.
Can't Jack just unblock himself? I mean, he owns Twitter. I would think that would be something he could do.
Yeah, yeah,
Uh, anyway, well, good for Andreessen Horowitz investing in the science side of everything,
yeah.
um, believing in science or whatever. All right, I won't get into that.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Oh, to follow up from last week, this is something I wanted to mention real quick. If you listened last week, I talked about Sturdy Finance. I haven't
Yeah.
checked it out today. By the way, this is a VC backed project that has no token yet. Um, so they are on the Phantom um, network, and I said last week, and if you didn't listen last week, real quick, it's a lending platform that has interest-free lending on stable coins. So you can deposit non-stable coins, and you can borrow Tether, DAI, USDC. You could deposit Phantom, Boo, Beats, whatever. Um, their whole model was interest-free borrowing. This week, I think yesterday or the day before, they announced with an hour warning that they were going to set an interest rate on the stablecoin borrowing, that they couldn't do what they were doing before. It wasn't profitable, whatever.
Mm.
Um, and then people got really pissed. And so they said, okay,
Yeah,
we'll
of
give you
course.
24 hours instead of an hour. And right
Yeah.
now I'm looking at their site, and right now it's 6.57% on Tether, 6.2% on USDC. Oddly enough, 0% still on DAI. So that being said, if you want to deposit your stable coins on Sturdy, they are giving 28% APY on USDC right now. So pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But with any lending platform, there's always a risk that you might not be able to withdraw your tokens depending on how the platform as a whole is collateralized. So something you need to be careful of there. But I think that was what they were trying to avoid. And so, yeah, I mean, they made all this noise, 0% interest on borrowing, and now indeed there is 6.5% interest. So there's my follow-up to Sturdy Finance. And that's a VC-backed company. And basically their excuse was like, it's not working. Like, we thought
Yeah.
this would work, and it's not, and so we need to charge interest. What do you want us to do? So there's Sturdy Finance.
Yeah, yeah.
And there's a
And
VC-backed company. They got scared, I think, that they were going to
I
lose
guess
everyone's
so.
money,
I guess so.
and
Yeah.
the VC group was probably like, we're not going to pay back your users. And so they
Yeah,
said, okay, we
I'm
got to charge
actually looking
interest.
at their Twitter, and then they pinned a tweet called they're doing a meme art challenge going on right now.
Oh, really? What are they saying?
Meme art challenge.
Oh no. What
So
what what are
yeah,
people memeing on them with?
I don't know. So I guess they feel like they gotta do something.
Oh, I see. All right,
Yeah.
go enter their meme art challenge then, and meme on
Five
them as
hundred
hard as you
dollars in
can.
prizes.
Um, that's too funny.
Yeah.
Also in I guess embarrassing crypto news this week, the platform Beanstalk with their token Bean was quote unquote hacked. Did you hear about this?
No, not yet.
$600 million, I think, something like that.
Wow.
Um, and what basically what I wanted to talk about here was, so many people were calling it a flash loan attack because a flash loan was used to do the exploit. And then all these people are complaining about flash loans, and they're like tweeting at Aave like, what even is the point? You're ruining crypto by providing these flash loans. What is the point of what you're doing? And all this stuff that, to me, they don't understand that there's a market for this, and so this capability needs to exist. Like if Aave isn't doing it, someone else will, because it's quite profitable to provide flash loans. Um, and the only difference between a flash loan and a regular loan is that you pay it back quickly. So like, what's the big deal? Well, I guess there's no collateral, so that actually is a big deal. But but anyway, here's what happened with Beanstalk. It's quite interesting. They had a DAO that had on-chain governance, and so what they did was they made a proposal to donate $250,000 to Ukraine, but
Yeah.
but within the smart contract of that proposal, it also inflated the supply of the token and gave the newly created tokens to the person who executed the proposal. So they put the proposal up, and then they used a flash loan to buy enough tokens of Beanstalk so that they could force the vote for this DAO through and give themselves all the tokens. They got the tokens, they sold all the tokens for the ETH, draining all of the liquidity, and then cashed out through Tornado Cash. So here's the question: is this even a hack?
Doesn't
Kazuaki says
sound
he's
like it.
shaking his head no.
It doesn't sound like it.
um, I mean, everything they did was above board. Here's the thing that makes it a hack in my mind. It's just that they said the proposal was to donate $250,000 to Ukraine, and it wasn't. in the end, it didn't even matter because they were the ones
Right.
who forced through the vote.
Yeah.
They didn't need anyone else to vote. They just used a flash loan to buy up all the voting rights. Um, but they did lie when they issued the proposal. If the proposal
Mm.
said, "I propose that we give this address all of the money in the liquidity pool," then maybe at least they would have been being honest. But they hid it
Right.
behind donating to Ukraine. Um, and they did something funny, which is like they named the proposal like Proposal 18, but it actually was
Mhm.
Proposal 19. I guess in an effort to like confuse people, so that people would look at the wrong source code if someone tried to look at the source code. So you have to look into that. There's another layer of deception there where they lied about which number proposal it was, so that hopefully people would look at the wrong contract and not see what they had done.
Mm.
Um, but anyway, they just used a flash loan to take over a DAO in the space of one block, completely inflate the currency. The Beanstalk printer went burr, and they sold all that extra currency and they took all the money, and it's already in Tornado Cash and gone. And also now people are saying that Tornado Cash needs to be taken down, which is another DAO, because all Tornado Cash is used for is hacking.
Yeah.
Um, and also now they're saying that this was done by North Korea, was who executed this attack. I don't know how they know that, but there was all these stories about the FBI saying that it was North Korea.
Really?
Yeah,
Huh.
you know what? Good for North Korea. That's all. That's all I
Yeah,
have
I
to
guess
say.
so.
If
Yeah.
if
I
someone
mean,
hacked it, um, actually I shouldn't say that because I'm in Japan. But I mean, in the end, it is kind of funny to think of Kim Jong Un like going through Etherscan or something. I don't know. Just the image
yeah.
of that is
I
very
mean,
funny to me.
if it's
And you know
directed
what?
by
This is
Kim
this is
Jong-un.
why that guy got sent to jail for going over to North Korea and teaching them about Ethereum.
Oh yeah. 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 Well, I
What was
mean,
that guy's name?
the Virgil.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is all his fault.
Yeah.
All right, I'm being facetious, but
Yeah.
anyway.
But
Oh, baby crying in the background. What were you gonna say?
well, I mean, if this hack is done by North Korea, I would say like Kim Jong Un is a great project manager, right? I mean, like
Yeah.
actually way better than the person who owns it,
You
right?
know
Like
what? You're
he,
right.
yeah,
That's. I wonder if they use Agile or Jira or
yeah.
some serious coordination.
Yeah, yeah.
um, in all actuality, it was probably the U.S. government, and they just said it was North Korea.
Yeah, right. I mean,
That's my take.
if North Korea didn't do it, like somebody's going to do it.
That's true. Yeah. Someone was going to do it. I mean, the contract was up for a while. Like, I don't know if they were just waiting for a lot of money to be deposited into the project,
Hmm.
um, but yeah, apologies if you're listening to this and you lost money on it. Obviously, that's rough. I think anyone who's been in crypto
I
for a
know.
while has
Yeah.
lost a lot of money. For me personally, I've lost, tens of thousands of dollars investing in garbage projects and getting hacked and rugged and everything. So, my heart goes out to you. I know how much that sucks. Obviously, make sure you have proper position sizing and all that kind of stuff, and know your risk tolerance. And,
Mm.
if you lose money, like, there's, I don't know what to tell you. Like, don't do anything drastic. There's a lot of people in the same boat. I'm sure you can find support groups on
Yeah.
Discord and Twitter and stuff like that. So it happens to all of us. But at the same time, it's we see this type of stuff happen so often with such
True.
ridiculous methods, and North Korea in the mix and everything. It's hard not to think that it's a little bit funny. So
Yeah.
um, anyway, that's Beanstalk. I haven't seen if they're gonna try to reimburse people or what. But I saw that happen in real time on Twitter, so I thought that was
Mm.
quite interesting. I was just watching the ether scan of the wallet that hacked it, and it just every couple minutes sending 100 ETH through Tornado Cash over and over again. So
Wow.
yeah,
Wow.
yeah, it's a lot of money,
Yeah.
a lot of money. Kim Jong Un, I heard, owns like several racist Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs.
Whoa.
Yeah, he owns the racist one because he's bad. Like that's anyway.
Yeah.
Um, well, that was. I think that's all I had. Is there anything else you wanted to go over this week?
I think that's about it.
Cool. All right. Well, stay tuned for next week. This has been something about Web3. I'll try to get this up quickly. You have a couple hours left if you want to jump on the VTuber AnataNFT. Otherwise, we'll be back next week. Next week is a holiday here, but I think we'll be back anyway. So stay tuned. Thanks for listening, and we need like a catch line or something to end the show with. You know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Like sort of slogan like "Stay crispy" or something. I don't know, something stupid.
Oh yeah. Yeah. We gotta think about that too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. For right now, we don't have one. So we'll see you next week. All right. Bye, everyone.
All right. Bye bye.